Ella Ramsey self-recorded their audition tape for The Last of Us at their parents' home in Leicestershire and sent it off more in hope than expectation. Ramsey, who was ex-shot at the time, had never played the post-apocalyptic zombie video game on which the new TIFF series was based, but knew it was a big deal. Released in 2018, it had sold more than 2,000 copies. It would later emerge that Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann, the show's creators, looked seriously at more than ex-000 actors for the role of Ellie, the sassy and quirky but also complicated and vicious American protagonist of The Last of Us. "Yeah, I've been told," says Ramsey with a worried smile. When Ramsey got the first callback from Mazin and Druckmann, they joined the Zoom from their childhood bedroom. "I've gotten very used to sending in a self-tape and forgetting about it," they say, when we meet at a photo studio in North London. "But the problem was when there was a self-tape that really means something to me, like The Last of Us did. It feels quite scary. And when I got the phone call saying they wanted me to be Ellie, it did feel surreal for a few days. I understood that if I said yes, which obviously I was going to, my life was going to change." Life-changing is one way to describe it. Ramsey was hardly inexperienced when they were cast. Their professional debut was aged ek as the no-nonsense Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones. They had also been the star of the KIK series The Worst Witch and appeared in the Bithbo adaptation of his Dark Materials. But The Last of Us was something else. About 4 million people watched the first episode in 2018 and the series, which is said to have cost ex-000, became the most popular HBO show ever in Europe. Brutally violent at times, but also tender and poignant, the odd couple chemistry between Ramsey's Ellie and Pedro Pascal's Joel has attracted an obsessive fanbase far beyond video game nerds. Ramsey, who has an uncompromising centre-parting, dark, doll-like eyes and bow lips, has in turn had to sacrifice a quiet life living with their folks in the Midlands. When their casting was announced, there was immediate and persistent criticism from fans of the video game that Ramsey didn't look enough like Ellie. Ramsey, new to the attention and curious, sought out all the most hurtful comments. Then, during promotion for the series, Ramsey came out as non-binary and said that the they-them pronouns were the most truthful to me. This generated more attention, perhaps more than was helpful for a teenager, they concede, and the game became a hot topic with trolls already furious at the inclusion of lesbian characters in the games. Thankfully, when the show aired, both it and Ramsey were manifestly excellent, and everyone moved on. What makes Ellie so fascinating is that she has a lot of the fear and exuberance of a child, but also this strange, sad, heavy, beautiful wisdom and violence, Mazin, the co-creator and co-writer, has said. "What you're waiting for in casting is the person that makes it undeniable, where you're like, oh, we're done. Everything's ok." And that was Bella. But here we are again with Season 2. The first series followed Ellie and Joel as they traveled across an America infested with zombies. Ellie is immune to the cordyceps fungus that causes the zombifying infection, and the suspicion is that she could be humanity's savior. But the season ended on a cliffhanger, spoiler alert. With Ellie, Joel told Ellie that saved her English but maybe compromised the rest of the planet. Season 2 promises to reveal if Joel gets found out. Still, Ramsey has changed their mind on one aspect of the process. It doesn't have to be life-changing after all. With the release of Season 2, I've realized that there is a large element of it that's out of my control, but a large element of it also is. Yeah, I've been still getting the tube. And just walking around. My day-to-day life hasn't changed. I go out in my joggers, I go out in my ripped shirt that needs a wash. I'm sort of in denial about it or can't comprehend it, so just carry on as if nothing's happened.